Most people use Pinterest for outfit inspiration. I started to use art instead, and it completely changed how my outfits look.
Be good, stay good.
So I started with modern art because honestly it's so much easier to translate into outfits. There are fewer shades, fewer distractions, fewer details and complexity. You just catch those 2, maybe 3 dominant colors and that's already enough. You're not trying to recreate the whole image, just the main feeling. So here I focused on that soft green and blue. I'm not recreating all the shades you see in the painting, just the ones I could actually find in my wardrobe. And I realized pretty quickly, the moment you stop trying to match everything perfectly, the outfit actually starts to feel more interesting and more balanced. And then I added these shorts as a neutral color. It's a color that sort of exists in the painting and it beautifully grounds the look, makes it feel more wearable, more everyday. I also played with draping the scarf in so many different ways just to show you how these little details completely change the overall feel. Wear it like a poncho, drape it over the shoulders to make it look like a poncho and it feels more fashion forward, or wear it in a more classic way and it feels more grounded, more casual. So this piece is by Nicolas de Stael and I hope I'm not mispronouncing his name. French people, please correct me if I'm wrong, but what I love about his work is that it sits somewhere between abstraction and reality. You can still recognize the landscape, right? But at the same time, it's already simplified into color and feeling, and I think that's exactly why it translates so easily into styling. And for this one, I moved into Impressionists, and honestly, I think they are the best reference and a source of inspiration for modern fashion, especially for summer, because everything already feels light and wearable, nothing is too heavy or overworked. So I started with the main neutral base, soft white and blue, and again, I'm not chasing all the exact shades and undertones from the painting, just the general direction. And then I added green, just enough to bring that freshness, mirroring the green leaves from the painting. And again, I'm not turning my look into something that literally copies the image. You don't need perfect coordination, you just need to catch that overall harmony and use it in your styling. And a little fun fact, Impressionism really took off when paints started coming out in portable tubes, so artists were no longer stuck in the studios. They could actually go outside and paint directly from nature, and that's why we see so many of these soft, light-filled landscapes, especially spring and summer scenes. And honestly, that's exactly the kind of inspiration we want to borrow for our spring and summer outfits, right? And then Mark Rothko, the artist for anyone who is obsessed with color. And the interesting part is not the technique, it's about how the colors actually impact you, because when you look at this work, it's not really about the color itself, it's about the emotion that a strong and massive and intentional use of color creates. And that's exactly why I always say color is the most powerful tool in styling and in design in general. And I know what some people think when you see this. This looks so simple, I could probably paint this, maybe, or maybe not. I'm actually curious, if you had some time and a white blank canvas in front of you, would you be able to create something like this? But in a way that actually feels the same. So here I was actually struggling with styling my lime yellow cardigan, and I needed a bit of inspiration, a little bit of help. So I just googled Mark Rothko's paintings and found one with this exact kind of shade. And again, I'm not trying to copy all the hues and undertones perfectly, even that subtle connection is already enough. And the secret is, it's the same color family. I mean, both the lime green cardigan and my khaki green skirt, it's the same hue as a base color, just in different depths. And that's what creates the interest and harmony. And the best part, you don't have to know the color theory, or even you don't have to know what the depth of the color is. Just follow Rothko's guidance and he will get you there. And a little fun fact for this chapter. Just about a month ago, one of his paintings sold at Sotheby's auction for, wait for it, around $9 million. Yep, you heard me right. So I'll ask you again, are you still sure you don't want to try painting something like this? Okay, I'm kidding. Art prices don't always follow any kind of human logic. That's true. This one is a bit risky, I know, but I was just in the mood for something a little more bold, a bit more edgy, and this is where I think art becomes really interesting, because sometimes it pushes you in a direction you wouldn't normally go. It's not the kind of combination I would naturally put together, but that's exactly why I wanted to try it, and instead of overthinking, I just followed that initial reaction, kept the main idea, didn't try to soften it too much, didn't try to make it safe or to make it right, and that's what makes it work. Because sometimes the whole point is not to make the outfit easy or right, but to make it feel something. You might love it, you might hate it. I'm actually breaking quite a few style rules here. I know that, guilty as charged, but channeling your creativity sometimes feels exactly like that, a bit raw, completely unapologetic. Oh, and an important practical tool for you here. If you want to try this approach yourself, I usually just go on Wiki Art and play around there a bit. You can search by color, by style, whatever mood you're in. So if you are stuck, it's actually a really easy way to find a direction. And just to be clear, this video is not sponsored in any shape or form. It's just something I personally use when I feel a bit stuck and I need a fresh idea, especially working with the color. So I'm happy to share something I've been using for a while, and that helped me a lot. Moving on, I wanted to create something a little more gentle this time, just to give the eyes a place to rest. And again, it's not a perfect match, but that's not really the point. The idea here was just to start experimenting without overthinking it too much. Pick a few colors from the painting, try them on, move things around, and at some point you kind of stop forcing it and you find yourself in that flow where the outfit just starts to make sense on its own, and I think that's the most interesting part of the whole process. And I've always found that choosing the right art reference to get inspired by is so much more powerful than just copying a look from Pinterest. It gives that creative part of you space to evolve, and you kind of sort of reconnect with your inner child. And I think that's why so many of us are drawn to creative things like painting or sewing or knitting, even if it's just something you do for yourself on a quiet weekend as your little moment of me time. And as always, I have linked all the fashion pieces I'm wearing today down below in the description box, along with all the needed information for you to recreate my outfits. As you can see, I've restyled many of the pieces you've already seen, so nothing completely new today. Anyway, all the links are down below and we're moving on. And then Modigliani. And honestly, I didn't have the perfect pieces to recreate this one. Not the exact colors, not the proportions, nothing. So this is definitely not a perfect match, but I like it the way it turned out, because this is where you stop trying to recreate and just start experimenting. You try something, it looks a bit off, you adjust, you try it again, and at some point you realize it doesn't have to look like the original at all, you just needed a direction. So even if the final result doesn't have that much in common with the painting, it still looks interesting. And another beautiful piece in abstract style, I actually came across this piece by a younger Chinese artist, a woman, and I don't even know that much about her work. I just really liked the feeling of it, and I think that's okay too. It's completely fine to know little or know nothing about the artist and still be impressed and influenced by their art. You don't always need to fully understand the reference, sometimes you just react to it. So this one feels very spring-coated, light colors, a lot of air in the painting. And again, you don't need to know that light purple and yellow are complementary colors because they sit opposite to each other on the color wheel. It's a classic combination. You don't have to overthink it. You just follow the artist's direction and somehow it works anyway. So I started with an all-white base, pants from one of my latest videos, added this beautiful lilac trench, and you saw it many times here on my YouTube channel, and a few colorful accents to make the whole look come alive. I actually wore this outfit to a lunch with my friends. I wanted something a bit more elevated and colorful, but still very wearable. And for the last one, I wanted to go a bit deeper into Mark Rothko's work, because if there's one artist for true color lovers, it's definitely Mark Rothko. So here both colors are already so strong that I didn't feel the need to add anything else. So instead of competing with them, I actually toned everything down, kept the bag and the shoes neutral in colors just to ground the look and let the color do its thing. Because when the color combination is so powerful, it becomes the statement on its own. You must recognize this skirt, by the way. I featured it so many times here on my channel and on my Instagram. All the links are down below. Okay, and I know how easy it is to get caught up in everything, work, keeping the house together, kids, parents, but using your style as a way to channel your creativity, that might be the simplest form of me time you can give yourself. So experiment, let your playful and intuitive part take over, and you'll be actually surprised by how quickly you reconnect with yourself. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. You know the drill. Follow me here on YouTube. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye! Okay, I can see you sitting there in front of your screens. It means you want to watch another video. My recommendation would be how to wear blue. Yeah, that is simple. One shade and one shade only, which is blue, and all the needed information for you to wear blue like a professional artist or professional stylist. Click, click, see you there.